Alright, you guys, so this is going to be a review of today, and this is basically a big ass FOMO. Like, it's the dumbest decision I've done, so I'm going to show you what happened today on AMD and SPY. I was watching AMD, or just don't pay attention to the background noise, it's going to be some noise coming in, but, so today, obviously, we saw the whole rally on SPY, right? I'm going to show you guys how I got those levels. It's really quick, really fast, how I saw SPY and what I was thinking of doing in the morning. Okay, so right in the morning, I know that there was data coming out. I think it was at 7 a.m. That's exactly what happened on the drop, right? So first things first, I do go on the 4 hour. I love watching the 4 hour. One thing I did see yesterday was that we saw a rally. So I had a level right at the bottom of this, right? You can see how the daily is holding right around there, right? I had a level right there, and I was like, you know what? If the market does drop from here, where our next level will be back to fill up this area at 387, or fill up the little gap that we have and then bounce, right? So I was watching that, but you do see that we did create a big bounce. We got a big bounce right there and created a bullish engulfing. I did get a little bit of FOMO right here because I saw the pump for no reason, and I was like, what's going on, right? I didn't know what was going on. I missed the move on SPY. I saw SPY come back inside this area on the daily, and I did have this. So I had this line, had the play. I ended up not getting into that trade because, for a reason, SPY was holding this area, and it kept rejecting this level. I had it around here, so I was like, you know what? I saw that SPY came back up, dropped again. I was in here, and then I was just waiting for the SPY. Let's see what other level I had, right? So that was from yesterday. I'm just showing you guys the recap from yesterday to today. So I had a level there, and I had another level there, right above this area. I think it was right here or so, right there. I had that one right above this area, and then I have another one here, and there's a potential gap fill, right? So there's all the levels that I had on SPY for that day, and I had some smaller levels on this direction. So yesterday all I saw was that SPY broke out, right? I missed out on this move. This basically is a bullish move, green red green. You take it, another one's green. You can see how the 5 minute actually came back down to bounce, right? Came up, broke out with this level, rejected really bad, rejected. And as soon as they broke out, you could have taken some calls here. Right at this green, take some calls, 395. Stop loss below and take a position all the way up. So this happened, ended up moving. I was a little too late to the move. I woke up, I went late. I woke up right around this section. I didn't want to swing calls because I didn't have no idea there was good news that came in. So I did wanted to play the chart. That's something I also messed up. I wanted to play the chart, but something else that I did have was this level at SPY from yesterday. I had one level there and another one here. That's basically the top of the trend at this 4 hour level. You can see how that goes, right? It rejected here a bunch of times. That's why I had the level there. So once I had the level a little bit above, right? We saw SPY right at the open today. And something that happened was that I saw this shooting star, and I did not want to get puts until it went below 397. But for me being a little degen for watching the 1 minute, which was a big mistake, I was in the 1 minute. I usually wait for the market data to come in, and I'll play it, right? So I did get some calls right on this section, and then I got some puts right above here. Quick puts because of the pre-market. You can see exactly the pre-market. It rejected. Got some quick puts, 0 DTE. Made a good percentage. Well, like it was all live. It was like $70, not that bad. Dropped here, took the play, sold here right at this bounce. It continued back up, right? So one thing that I saw was that the market was dropping. News came in right around this candle. News came in. You can see how it kind of had an indecision. Dropped again, flush. So then I was like, oh wow, like we might get another push down, right? Another little push. It broke down again. So the news came out a little negative, not too crazy. I was expecting a bear flag here. So now, I wasn't watching SPY at this point. If I would have been watching SPY, I should have paid attention. Usually, when the market comes out, I should stay at the bigger time frame. Let the market cool off, right? News comes out, make it more smooth, more chill, not too crazy, not too to get a little FOMO on it. And you can see that it did drop, right? But that 15-minute never closed. When the news came out, 15-minute never closed at all. And I could have re-entered just by looking at this rounding here. It started rounding, created this level, a little demand there. And why is it a demand? Because these were wicks of sellers, right? This whole section was wicks of sellers, but it became buyers. So look what happened. It bounced, gave you a bullish Harami on the 15. We could have entered at that pullback. Entered here, our stop loss would have been below. And it is creating a higher high. Also, that would have been my entry, but I didn't. You could have entered this on the 5-minute, 15-minute. It doesn't matter. But I didn't catch that because I was too busy watching SPY about AMD or the tickers, right? But I would have stick to SPY. I would have waited a little bit. Wait for this to drop. Give me like another little red here. And then watch if it bounces at 387 and probably take the whole move back up. Right? Give me some type of move like this. And then falling wedge or something. And then break up. But I didn't. I was watching the smaller time frame. I created FOMO. I created a lot of fear in my own self, which was pretty dumb because on the small account, that's what I'm trading now. I should have waited. I should have waited for the news to settle. News settled down. Look, even after it broke out here on the 5-minute, look, I could have had a better chance waiting after the news. Usually when the news comes out, you want to wait 15 minutes after 7 a.m. News came out, 15 minutes, wait another 15, and you're set right here. Wait for the breakout, get in there, and then a way better move position, way better entry back to the top side. You see, could have taken some 404 calls or 402, which is all the way up there, 406 calls maybe for next week. And look how smooth the market kept going up. In a moment. So then now, after this, you could see that AMD. I was on AMD. I was watching AMD. Same thing on AMD. We had a supply and demand. Very nice supply and demand. Bunch of sellers here, right? Bunch of sellers in this section. Right around there. This is where the pause came in. So you can see all the sellers coming in. So I had that. I had the buyers here. And this is what I was looking for. I was waiting for that break. Right? Right around there. Entries. Top, bottom. Something I saw was that I was like, you know what? We're at supply. I don't think SPY is going to go any higher. The news came out. So when the news came out, I saw this. And guess what happened? I played it. I played it for a swing. I wanted to get the swing back down because of the news. Like I said, it was not that bad, but it did cause that drop reaction. And I was expecting this. Come back up and drop. Little level here. Come back up and drop there somewhere. But I saw this shooting star, this morning star actually position. I got in right there at this candle. Right here, this candle. Got in with 20 contracts. So heavy on this one. And I wanted to wait because I was like, you know what? We're at supply. You know, supply, usually supply, it drops down. That's what it has been happening for the past other times. You see this? Supply came in, dropped, stopped here, came back up, and dropped again. Came back up and tested, and then it tanked. See, every time it hits supply, it tanks. Tanks again. Right there, it held position again for the second day. So I was expecting the tank again. Double top. And you guys already know that usually the market comes back down, and it does retrace this whole move from yesterday, right? Correct? Don't say no. Don't say like, oh, it doesn't happen. It does happen. Look how many times. So I was expecting a move like this. Like, wow, like imagine 20 contracts, super confident, right? News came out bad and everything. So I was holding it. I got in there. That candle, I was expecting this move. I got in at a good area because we're at the top of supply, which is the best position ever. Short position entry was there. Stop loss. I left it a little bit more higher on this one, 20%. And it was because of the supply area. Usually I thought it was going to come back up. Worst case scenario, it goes up. Like this. It's at top and then drops, and that's exactly where the sellers were at. You could straight out tell where the sellers were coming in, right here. And that it did sell off. Look, you saw a little small on a smaller time frame, 1 minute, not the 15. Because like I said, I was on the 1 minute. I was watching multi time frame, 1 minute and 5 minute. AMD dropped. I was like, oh nice, it's dropping, cool. It'll push move down to the downside. Do it again, but guess what? This shit came back up. And as soon as I saw this come back in, I was like, wow, yeah, we're gonna pump. Stop me out. I got out. That's it. I got out. And then what happened with AMD? In reality, I don't even think it was here. It was right there. This drop at 7. Yeah, it was this drop. Wrong entry. It was this drop. I don't know why it's over there. I came in this drop on this red candle. Came back down. Came back up for some reason. When the news happened, that's when SPY pushed back up. So this was my entry. If I'm correct, it was a 5 minute. Yup, 5 minute. Shooting star off of this usually drops. Came back down, and I was green for a bit on this red. I was green, and then boom, I got that big green. Got out. I waited for this red candle to close, and then I saw this green, and I got out. Then what happened? Came back to retouch. I could have broken even. Probably settled my stop loss a little bit higher, but I didn't, and it's a bad choice. Because I should have waited. I would have had a better move. You can see how this is curling back up. Way smoother. I could have checked SPY too. You can see how SPY did in the morning. You can see how Amazon also moved in the morning. Look at Amazon. Way better entry on Amazon. Amazon came back up. News came out. Dropped. But it created what? Look, a shooting star, morning star, evening star doji. So that means the next one's green. And there's that pump. Way better on Amazon. This would have been a full port position for calls. But that happened. So all I wanted here was that Amazon came back down. Right? Amazon came back down. We go to the 4 hour. 4 hour and we see this. Came back inside. Right? Had this position there. This little section here is kind of the one that got me off guard. But you do notice every time it settles here at that 94, it comes to shoot back up to $96. 96 and then another range there. Also, you can see this break. Already broke out. We have this triangle. This down triangle, I mean this downtrend. Broke out. It needs to hold this. That's what I want. It holds this. We could take it to 96. Watch the 15 minute. Came back down. And what I did was that I saw this buyers setting up, so I got into calls right there on this hammer. Got into calls. Worst case scenario, this dropped and it would have averaged down here. Those contracts don't move that aggressive since we had them 3 weeks out. And now it's holding. Look, it held above this level. And this is what you want. Tomorrow on Monday, the market opens. We want it. We could get our positions right there. But so far, this could gap up all the way to 39. It held here, and if it was aggressive sellers, it would have dropped it already. Like this day, it would have dropped it. This day, it would have dropped it. So far, we could get all of these move up all the way to $96. So yeah, there's our Amazon play. If not, we have a double top. Just gotta be extra careful on this one. You can see that. And that's what you don't want. But it could show up on inverse head and shoulders, look. Come back down to retrace and then just pop up. But I'm still holding those swings. SPY on the other hand, just going still even after hours. This was a gap that I was expecting for a real long time. And this is why I'm kind of mad about this. This would have been the biggest move, best play. This section right here. Be careful. This is the gap that didn't got filled. This could come back up and then retrace nasty. And come back down straight to 402. Alright, you guys. That's my day for Friday. Trash. I messed up. And yeah. You just gotta be extra careful. That's why I like trading the bigger time frames. Bigger time frames, a little more setup. When there's news coming out, remember when news comes out, just wait 15 to 30 minutes for market reaction, and that's my rule. That's my number one rule, and I didn't follow through, and it happens. It was a bad day. I was just trying to get you guys some good money, and I fucked it up. But yeah, I'll get you guys all that money back next week.